absolute who's who of the Australian music scene. Tell us a little bit about how you've become involved with the festival, but how you feel about being involved with the festival as well.
Well, obviously I feel very good about being involved with the festival, and I'm involved because I got asked, basically. That's how it sort of works. You get asked, you go, yeah, that sounds good. I'd like to do it, and so I'm doing it. And I've worked with most of the people on the bill, so I sort of know everyone, so it's good.
Yeah, and it's called Trip the Switch, of course, for our listeners out there listening, and for a lot of people out there, this feels like the festival that's getting the Australian music scene back on its feet after 2020. How do you feel about that? Do you feel that this is a great way to kind of kickstart things again?
Yeah, I think so. I think any of these gatherings, I think it's a great idea, and I think it's a good way to hopefully let people know that, look, things are slowly getting back on track, and we can get out there, within reason, and with all the sorts of limitations that there are at the moment. But until we're all vaccinated, it just shows that we can get out there, and if we are sensible about it, we can get out and enjoy ourselves and listen to music all together.
Definitely. And 2020 was such a weird year. For you personally, what was it like being in lockdown and not being able to play shows, especially considering you had an album come out in the middle of it all as well?
Well, the album was actually not too bad timing, I think, because I think people are more likely, someone like me, to buy new stuff, get new stuff from someone like me. It's sort of easier because people are at home, they're probably downloading and streaming stuff more regularly than they would be otherwise. But I think, like everybody, I I had my moments where it was pretty frustrating. But I think, I tried to keep myself busy, and, I'd exercise, try and exercise most days, and I'd, I just kept myself busy, just kept things moving along,
Yeah. From a creative point of view, how did you find it? Because I've spoken to a few artists who have talked about the fact that they've written so many songs during lockdown that they've got about 3 or 4 albums ready to go over the next few years. How did you find things from a creative point of view?
Right, that's interesting and funny at the same. Well, I'm glad they have got so much material. I sort of thought, I probably should use this time to try and write some songs. And I came up with a couple of bits and pieces, but I didn't really. I sort of started thinking, it's like I'm no good at doing it if I feel like I'm forcing it. So I sort of started writing other things other than songs, bits of television, bits of story, bits of stuff, and I've got quite a lot of bits and pieces out of it, but I didn't really. I've maybe finished 1 or 2 songs, but as I say, if I feel like I'm the sort of person who go, right, today I shall sit down and write a song. It doesn't seem to work that way for me. I sort of have to let it hit me.
Yeah.
So I didn't get a lot of songwriting done, but that's all right. I had an album come out, so I sort of,
Yeah. And when you say that a track hits you or a song hits you, what do you mean by that? Are you someone who will be driving along and all of a sudden you have a riff come into your head, or do you get the lyrics come into your head first? How does that work for you with your songwriting process?
Well, there are many, many different ways it works for me, but just sometimes driving along the car, it's usually a lyric idea or a title or a phrase or I suddenly think, that could be a good idea. It's like a good title for a song, and then when I get home, I'll try and nut something out. And sometimes when I'm sitting at home, I'm just messing around on the guitar or on the piano, and I'll start playing something and think, what's that? And it just seems to and then I'll start doing the homework on it. But I need to start with something that's, that seems to come out of somewhere. I don't know where it comes from, but just something happens, something comes to me. And then, hopefully I can recognise things that are worth working on, and then I'll go away and sort of do the homework on it. I mean, lots of things come to me and I'll start working on it and go, this is rubbish.
Yeah.
But, so I think if I've learned anything, I've learned to try and maybe recognise what's rubbish.
Yeah.
So, and I've learned that, I can do that. It might take me I might work on something 2 or 3 days, and after the 3rd day, sort of go, you know what? This is not going anywhere. This is rubbish. Discard it, or just use a bit of it. That bit's good, but the rest of it's rubbish. Let's hang on to that bit for maybe future reference.
Yeah. Now, of course, leading on from that as well, how do you work out what you're going to do for a set list? For a big festival like this, there's going to be a lot of people there that love your music. So how do you know that perfect mix of new tracks with the old favourites that the fans are going to love as well?
Well, I'm lucky in the sense that my back catalogue, I've got about 90 minutes of stuff that people know. So I usually, that's probably the sort of backbone of the set list. And then I'll just occasionally, I'll throw in, a sort of new one here or there, or a more obscure one. But pretty much these sort of shows especially, I'll do, people are going to know pretty much nearly, they're going to know all the songs I'm going to do, really.
Yeah.
That's what they want to hear. I mean, I've been doing this long enough to know, give people what they want.
Now, we've been asking all of the artists this question, and I know it's a very difficult question because it's like asking a parent who their favourite child is, but do you have a favourite song of your own that you just absolutely love performing live?
Well, it's absolutely love. Usually the one I like the best is the one I'm working on, the most recent song that I'm working on. I tend to, I'll go through sort of periods of time where I really like a particular song, or I'll go through periods of time where a particular song just, I don't like it. Well, not don't like it, but I sort of, it's just, I'm sort of sick of it, or I've played it too many times, and I'm lucky that I've got enough of them I can, retire onto the bench for a little while and put something else in there. But I can't think of a particular, I know I've been asked this question a lot of times before, and I can never think of one particular song that makes me think, oh, that's my favourite song of all time.
Yeah.
My own.
So at a festival,
they've all got things. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I was going to say, at a festival like this, are you someone who gets out and watches the other bands play as well, or are you someone that prefers to kind of just chill out before it's your turn on stage?
Yeah, before we go on, I tend to kind of, it depends who's playing, to be honest. But for shows like this, it depends who's playing, and sometimes it's, I'll go and see if someone I know, see how they're going and how they're going on stage. But I don't like to get there too early. I like to get there, fairly close to before we go on. I don't like to hang around too long backstage beforehand, because it just sort of dissipates your energy a bit. And then usually when we've finished, I might hang around a little bit, but usually I'm out of there pretty quickly. But, it depends who's on. If there's someone on that I haven't seen for a while, I might go and see how they're going from side of stage. It's a different perspective from side of stage. But, if it's someone I like particularly, I'll go and have a look at them.
Awesome.
But I don't usually make a habit of it. I don't spend a lot of time. I'm not a real backstage person, really.
Yeah. And what's the excitement level like for you at the moment with this festival? Because you have been doing it for years, but I'm guessing a lot of these artists are going to feel like caged animals being let out of a cage after what happened last year. Is there a little bit of extra excitement there because you haven't been able to play live for a little while?
Yes, well, we have done some gigs, but yes, there'll definitely be an extra level of, there'll be extra level of incentive and excitement for sure.
Awesome. Well, James, we are running out of time very, very quickly, I know. So I'll just ask one quick question before I go. What would you like to say to our listeners out there before they go and grab tickets for this amazing festival?
Well, just, enjoy, come and get a ticket, come and enjoy yourselves. It'll be a fantastic show. You're going to hear, probably 5, 6, 7 hours of just, stuffy songs you know and love. And they're always a great day out. It's a great place. And I just think it's just a fantastic initiative. And it reminds people that you can get out and see music. You can get out and we can be together as long as we're sensible about it until we're all vaccinated. And I just think it'll just be a great day out.
Awesome. Well, mate, it's been an absolute honour chatting to you today. Thank you so much for coming on our show, and we can't wait to see you live very, very soon.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Not a problem, mate. You have a great day, and hopefully we get to chat again soon.
Good on you. Thanks a lot.
See you,
Thank
mate.
You very much.
Bye.
Okay, bye.